What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Woods and Waters of Kentucky. We're out in the shop today. Just wanted to kind of give you all a little bit of a channel update, kind of let you know what's been going on with me. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you know that I ended up getting hurt and I ended up cutting my thumb really bad and almost losing it. Of course, I had two metal pins in my thumb, which they pulled out, and that was just a long ordeal. But yeah, now I went from wearing a cast all the way down to my elbow to this, what they call a brace. But yeah, the thumb's getting better, and we'll soon be able to make some fishing videos, hopefully. It's just been a waiting game. So with that being said, I guess we can go into the details of this other video. But before we do all that, I just want to show you all my shop. That right there is where the boat usually sits. So I actually did end up going on a fishing trip. I wanted to take the boat out at least once before my tags expired on it, because they expire at the end of the month. And we ended up going fishing at a small lake here in Kentucky, northern Kentucky, I guess you could say. It's in Owen County. It's called Elmer Davis Lake. It's not a very big lake. It's probably about 130 acres, roughly. But we get up there and, you know, the water temperature is like 56 degrees. And, you know, right at that fine line where things could start happening for the crappie spawn. Of course, the watercolor, it was dirty. It wasn't chocolate milk, but it was pretty dark. It had about a foot of visibility. Needless to say, we didn't do too good. I think we caught 4 fish, and not a single one of them was crappie. There were, I think, 3 bluegill and a bass, but I guess that's better than getting skunked. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all get a good view of the inside of my garage. I don't know, something I don't normally do, because it usually stays dirty. And in this case, there's clutter everywhere that I've not been able to organize because of my hand. But, you know, we got some deer racks out here. We got some little homemade baits that I've made. I didn't make all of them, but I made some of them. I made that one, and that one. But, you know, I try to stay a little bit organized. It's easier said than done. It's my first turkey. Not sure where the beard went. I think it probably fell down again. Not the very best plaque in the world. That's my first, I guess you could say, decent sized bass that I ever caught. I think we weighed it, and it weighed around 5 pounds, or I don't know. It was a long time ago when I caught that fish. I was a teenager, so we're talking over 20 years ago at least. But got some more of these little baits that I make. You know, it's just something I do primarily in the wintertime. But clutter, clutter, clutter. Got an abundance of lead to smelt. That's one of my other hobbies. Smelting lead. I have a smelter. I make all kinds of random stuff from bullets to jig heads. But we're gonna get out there and start fishing as soon as the lakes get right here in Kentucky. It's close. The crappie spawn, it may be started already, but because we had kind of a warm spell and then we kind of fell back into a cold spell with all this crazy weather. But anyway, enough about all that. We're going to get into this video. I call it the Han Solo blaster, but it's way more than that. It's a very special piece for me. Find a good place to, there we go. Now, give me a little sip of this sweet nectar here. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. 7:30ish. I literally just dropped the kiddos off to school and hurried back home so I could make this video for y'all. It's one I've been wanting to do. I've just been holding off. And by the way, if you're not storing your hand pew-pews in a sock, I highly suggest it. It really keeps your pew-pews from getting scratched up. But this is the Mauser C96. Beautiful, beautiful. It was another one of my grandfather's. Of course, he didn't specifically give it to me. I just kind of inherited it. I've only shot it one time, and I was a little leery of shooting it. So one of the main reasons why I shot it is because inside of the barrel had some surface rust built up, and I tried scrubbing it with a wire brush and using solvent and stuff, and it wasn't really helping much. And they say firing some rounds downrange will help clear some of that out. So that's what I did. I loaded it up, and to be honest with you, on a precautionary side of things, I was standing behind a tree and I just kind of wrapped my arm around on the other side of the tree or whatever, because I didn't know what to expect shooting this crazy thing. You never know when it's just gonna malfunction or something. I'm pretty sure my grandfather bought it at I don't know where he got it, to tell you the truth. He had it for a lot of years. I'm 39, I'll be 40 in October, and he's had this thing ever since I could remember. I'm talking elementary school. Had it for a very long time. Of course, it's got your safety right there. This lever right here, that's the safety. And you can't pull the hammer back unless that safety is pulled down. So you pull your safety down, you pull your hammer back, and now she's ready to fire. Of course, we don't dry fire nothing around here if we can help it. Really hard to kind of fiddle, but if you pull the hammer back, and you can pull this slide back, I think. Yeah, there it goes. And then it locks back like that, and then it kind of loads like a old school SKS with the stripper clip. You put that clip right there in that groove on the top, and then you just push the bullets down in there like that. I'm pretty sure that holds 10. The only thing this thing doesn't have is a lever or a button to push to let the slide release forward. So again, it's another one of those, it's just another one of those deals. It might go forward on its own after you slam the bullets down in there. I can't remember, but when you're not loading it, you got to pull back on the slide, push down on the feeding ramp, and then let her fly forward. But love this piece. From a collector standpoint, I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorites for sure. I got some other ones that I'm really fond of too, that kind of resemble this. I've actually done one video on one of them that you all have seen, or it's on my channel. It's one of my vids on the channel. But this pew pew has been in a lot of famous movies, used by a lot of famous actors. Harrison Ford in Star Wars. Clint Eastwood used it in a Western movie, and I'm pretty sure it's been used in multiple Western films. And a more recent one would be Robert Downey Jr. in one of the Sherlock Holmes movies. But yeah, here it is. The Mauser C96. And an interesting fact about this, real quick, before we end this. The ammunition at the time, this was the most penetrating round you could shoot. The 357 Magnum is what actually beat or overcame this round. Can't remember, 7.62 by 25 maybe, if that sounds right. But that round had penetration like no other, and they also made steel bullets for it. And man, they would just go through anything. Really impressive on the penetration end. But the 357, when it came along, it outdid it. And also too, this gun also converted into a carbine. See this little groove right here? They made a little wooden stock, and it just slid in that groove and locked in. And at that point, you know, a lot of people, they'd hold their hand right here and they put that little stock up to their shoulder, and then they had a little carbine. And it also double served as a holster because the inside of it was hollow. So you could like wear it on your belt as a holster and then draw it, or take it off, put it together, boom, got a carbine. One more thing on these sights here, this little button. You push this button in right here and you slide that down, and it adjusts your yardage for you. Each line moves up so much. 50 yards per click until you get to an ambitious 500. And then from that point forward, it goes up 100 yards. It goes all the way up to a really optimistic 1,000 yards. I'll show you what that looks like here. Hopefully y'all can see those numbers. But just a really cool piece of history, an awesome collector's piece, one that you can't put a price tag on for me. And I'm telling you, socks are the way to go, especially when you're dealing with something like this. Use those socks. Guys, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I want to ask y'all to please subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. Like it, comment, share it, all that good stuff. And until next time, hope everybody has a good week this week, and hopefully the next video or two, I don't know, I might do another Pew Pew review, but hopefully soon we'll get some good fishing action going. Stay tuned, and we'll see you all later. Thank you. God bless.